Have you ever found yourself running on fumes, smiling through it all, and telling yourself, I just need to suck it up and push through? Maybe someone close to you that you admire and love has said to you, you just need to get over that. If so, you're not alone. But here's the truth, that mindset, that mentality, that isn't called strength. The reality is it's sabotage. And it's keeping too many of us stuck in cycles of burnout, resentment, and silence. So, welcome to Work It, Live It, Own It, where we trade survival mode for strategies to help you thrive in career, life, and everything in between. I am your hostess, SaCola Lehr, a work life harmony strategist. If it is your first time listening in, tuning in, welcome. You have come at the right time. If you are a continual listener, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. I've been getting some lovely feedback and some thoughts and suggestions for future episodes, so keep those coming. If you want to send me a message at workitliveitownit.com, you can do so. Now, listen, guys, I have created a series, and this is the first part of this 5-part series called Go It Alone and Suck It Up. And the reason why I called it Go It Alone and Suck It Up, because as women, we build careers or we're running businesses. Sometimes we're doing both, caring for families, and often carrying more than anyone realizes. And so over the next few episodes, for the next 2.5 months, we're going to unpack the hidden habits that keep us drained, like silence, misguided optimism, fear of confrontation, and constant availability. And we're going to trade them in for practical, sustainable strategies to help us show up for ourselves and the people we love. So this series isn't going to be about fluff. I don't try to bring a lot of fluff or what some people term airy-fairy type thoughts or discussions to the podcast. What I'm here about in this podcast is about bringing you things and ideas or topics that I have personally gone through, walked through, experienced. And if I'm not able to really hone in and talk about that myself, I will bring guests on to do that as well. So again, this next series is going to touch me personally because these are things that I have gone through, pretty much lived through all my life. And I want to help you to break through survival mode, to reclaim your energy, and to write a new playbook that is truly built on strength and one that is rooted in honesty, not exhaustion. And I really want to hone in on, and if you guys hear me tear up a little bit, it's because it's real. This is real. I go through this as well, so you are not alone. But I really want to keep it real with you all because I know what it feels like to be the dependable one, the strong one, the one that people think she's got it all together, or she's the handle it one. Don't worry about it. She'll take care of it. And for years, I thought that if I just keep it together, everything would fall into place. You hear that phrase, fake it till you make it. I don't agree with that phrase for me personally, because I'm never about faking it. I'm never about fluff, and I'm not going to fake it until I make it. Because actually what happens when you do that, when you hold it in, you, the strong one, you're the dependable one. Me personally, I shut down. I withdraw. I may smile on the outside sometimes while I'm crumbling on the inside. And let's just be honest, if you know me personally, I don't hide my facial expressions at all. So a lot of times if I'm not feeling it, I'm not smiling. But guys, listen, that's not thriving. It's not. You might have heard the expression, never let them see you sweat. That's not thriving, guys. That's survival. And survival mode is where too many women live every single day. But here's the question. Why do we suffer in silence? Part of the reason is conditioning, societal and cultural conditioning. We were raised to believe that love means sacrifice. We endure all things, believe all things, hope all things. And yes, that is true. Love can go through so many different phases. But because we were raised that love also means sacrificing our health, our well being, our joy, or if you are a woman in a leadership position, that may mean silence. Who do you go to when you're not having a good day? Who do you go to when something tragic happens or something drastic happens on your job? We all have feelings. We all have emotions, right? And that strength means handling everything alone. But what's the cost? The cost is emotional fatigue, resentment, feeling like the go to for everyone else without anyone to lean on. And that silence, it doesn't just keep us stuck, it drains our spirit. And here's a very popular question. Well, why is going it alone harmful? I can give you a prime example. Let's pull this apart. Let's dissect this. And guys, forgive me. It's the change of the seasons where I am. So you may hear my voice go in and out. But going it alone and sucking it up may look like strength, but it actually disconnects us from ourselves and the people we love. I'll give you a prime example. I am in the process now of building and creating a website. I've done all of my websites before in the past because I am one of those people. Here's one of my strengths, but also it is a flaw that I feel like if I know what I want, I know what I like, and if I want it done, I need to do it myself. You have heard that expression, right? You want it done right? Do it yourself. Well, guess what? It wasn't until yesterday, after a week and a half of working and going back with 3 companies, communicating with them every single day for the past week and a half, I was finally able to get in and do what I needed to do just yesterday. And you know what? I think back over that week and a half and I think about all the time I've wasted. And for me, time is the most important thing. We can't go backwards. So the only thing we can cherish is our current present moment and hopefully the future, right? But tomorrow's not even promised to any of us. And when we are breeding and living in exhaustion, that can build walls of bitterness. It can leave you running on empty or telling yourself you should be grateful while quietly wondering if anyone even notices how much you're holding and keeping it together. That's not sustainable. It doesn't make us a heroine or a hero. It doesn't make us a martyr. It won't make us a saint. What it will make us is miserable. It just makes you miserable. Well, SaCola, you've brought me down. Now, are you going to build me back up before we end this conversation today? Yes. Yes. I will never, ever come on and talk about a topic as hefty as this without giving you some strategies. You ready? There's going to be 3 strategies. You're not going to do them all at once. We're going to chunk this and we're going to break it down. So, if you're listening and tuning into this episode, bookmark it, make sure you download it, and then come back to it at a later time if you're not able to work on this right now. So tonight, what I want you to do is to journal the truth. Tonight, I want you to grab a notebook. Even if you are not a big journaler, I want you to grab a notebook. I want you to write down one area of your life where you've been sucking it up. Now, listen, if you're like me and I don't like to keep a lot of journals around because I don't like people one day just stumbling across a notebook or something like that and looking at my stuff. If you live in an environment like that, then I would suggest you try Penzu, PENZU.com. You can create a free account and you can journal there online and it'll be password protected. But either way, you can use Penzu.com or grab a notebook and write down one area in your life where you've been sucking it up. Maybe it's covering extra work without recognition or working overtime because you feel like your job is never done and the workload keeps coming in. Maybe it's taking on family responsibilities without support. Whatever it is, just write it. The act of naming it pulls it out of the shadows of your mind and your heart. And if you're like me, I don't journal consistently every day, but after a week and a half of just hitting a wall, guys, I can tell you today I've spent all day writing, just writing, getting things out, and I feel the clouds or the mist clearing in my mind, and I feel my heart a little bit lighter because I was just able to get it out and pull it out of the shadows. The next thing I want you to do tomorrow is say it out loud. Share that one thing with someone you trust. It doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't have to get the Kleenex ready, but, keep some on hand if you need them. And you could start off by saying, I realize that I've been carrying this alone and it's draining me. Again, not tonight. I want you to journal tonight, but tomorrow. And if you're not able to do it the next day, maybe on the weekend when you can get with your friends or someone you can trust and just say, I realize that I've been carrying this, whatever it is, alone for so long and it's been draining me. Because speaking can break the silence. It does break the silence. And silence is what keeps burnout alive. It keeps burnout in place. So now after you've journaled the truth, after you've said it out loud, next I want you to set a small boundary. I want you to ask yourself, what's one small way I can stop sucking it up here? Whatever that one thing is. That could be saying no to an extra task, could be asking for help, turning your phone off after dinner. Boundaries don't have to be big to be powerful. You just have to be consistent because people won't take you face value for your word if you're not consistent. Consistency is the key with setting small boundaries, okay? Now, here's what I want you to remember. You are not weak for asking for help. You are not a failure for saying no. True strength isn't measured by how much you carry. It's measured by how honestly and sustainably you live. So this week, I want you to name it, speak it, and set one small boundary. Because thriving isn't about sucking it up. It's about showing up, being fully present for yourself and for the people you love and for the people you work with. So in our next episode, we're going to tackle another sneaky drain on our energy. The fear of confrontation. Ooh, that is a big one. So stay tuned, come back in 2 weeks, because think about this. How often do we stay silent just to keep the peace? How often do we do that? How often do you do that? Let me know. And we're also going to be unpacking why that silence costs us more than we think and how to find our voice without blowing relationships up without blowing them up. And so until next time, I want you to remember that you don't have to do it all. You don't have to do it alone. We just got to stop doing it alone. Okay? We don't have to do it all. You just got to stop doing it alone. So until next time, guys, this is SaCola Lehr signing off. Continue to work it, live it, own it in your everyday lives. See you in 2 weeks.